Hi students. In this little video clip we're going to go through applying pre-programmed features and also applying materials. So let's begin. Let's say I want to round off a corner. Maybe I want to do it so that it's easier to handle, there's less chance you're going to chafe your knuckles on it. Or maybe I want to round off the corner so I decrease the stress concentration. Both are valid reasons. If we want to do this, we can use something called a fillet. So if I want to round off these two corners, I'll click the corners. They appear under items to be filleted. I have to tell it what radius I'd like. Oops. So you can see the preview of what's about to happen. Then I'll say apply. These are very nice because there's no sketching involved. It's just click the edge and it immediately knocks off the corner. You end up with this face and the new rounded edge being tangent to each other, so there's a nice smooth transition. One thing to notice about fillets is that if you click on an edge and the adjoining edges are all tangent, then the fillet will propagate around. As you see in the preview. Okay. Where the edges are not tangent, like back here, that's where it stops. So I'm going to say apply. Okay. So when applying a fillet to an edge, material is removed. If I go to a corner, like right in here, let's apply a fillet there, you'll notice material gets added. And it's the same thing. I can set the radius, say apply. Notice that over in the part manager you'll see your fillets. So if you click on them, they highlight to show you which fillet is being referred to. Okay, sometimes if you don't want a rounded piece of geometry, maybe you just want to knock off the corner and have a squared off piece of geometry. Well, we do that with something called a chamfer. And with a chamfer, there are multiple ways to do this. You can either say, I want the conventional 45-degree chamfer, which is normally what we use. So you'll click on the edge, then you come down to the chamfer parameters. This is the distance that's being cut off. So this 0.394 is the distance from the original edge to the new edge that's being created. And I can also change the angle if I'd like. 45 is by far the most common. But if for some reason you need 30-degree chamfer, you can absolutely do it. I'll say OK. And the chamfer is applied. So if I need to change the chamfer, you can come right back in and edit the feature. Say I want to change the angle, I'll change it to 45 degrees. I'll say OK. And it changes. Okay, so that's how you use fillets and chamfers. I would encourage you to put these on at the end of your part modeling. So get your block created, get as many features on as you can, and then the last thing is round off the edges or apply the chamfers. Okay. Now let's go on to applying a material. So if I want to do something like a mass analysis, if I want to get the weight of this part, I need to tell Solidworks what material to make it out of. And you do that right here under Material in the Part Manager. So I'm going to right-click. And in this class, I'm going to be very fussy about always applying a material that's specific. So for example, 1010 steel. Okay, because of the number 1010, I know chemically exactly what that is. I'm going to steer you away from saying things like plain carbon steel. Do not use that. Let's go under Edit Material. Look at some of the options. Okay. So under the materials, you'll see all these ones like AISI 304. Okay. When a machinist goes to make your part, if he sees AISI 304, he knows exactly where to go in his racks to get the exact chemical composition you want. There's a huge difference between something like 304, which is a very common stainless steel, versus something like 4340, which is used for aircraft frames, or 4130, which is used for gun barrels. And you certainly wouldn't want to interchange 4130 for something like 1010. If you make a gun barrel out of 1010 instead of 4130, it's going to blow up in your hand. Okay, so these material specifications are really important. They can be the difference between your part working and not working. So for this part, I'm going to choose the most common alloy that I use, AISI 1010. This is the plain carbon steel that I buy all the time down at Bangor Steel. And I'm going to say apply. And then I'll close. Notice the appearance of the part has changed. By applying a material, Solidworks tries to make the part look as much like the material as possible. Okay, so that may not be very evident with 1010, but let's change it to something different. So I'll edit the material. You have all kinds of materials you can go with. So for example, if I want to change it to balsa wood, say apply and close. If you zoom in, you can actually see the wood grain on it. So that is how you apply materials to a part. You'll see in the upcoming homeworks that you will be asked to apply a material like Delrin 2700. This is exactly how you do it. So you're going to go over to your material, right here, right click, edit the material, and then just choose one out of the table. Okay? And that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.